Did you know that you can literally eat lightning?
Let's talk about that. Good Mythical Morning.
Thank you for making us a part of your daily routine.
As a kid, I was deathly afraid of lightning, but I also wanted to be a weatherman.
That's called the Weatherman's Dilemma.
Well, I did not call it that, but I think you're right because it rocked my childhood.
Well, you know, and it's a well-founded fear because sometimes when people get struck by lightning, they get hurt. Sometimes they die, but sometimes they just get burned in a really weird way and they have an amazing story to tell.
And then sometimes we tell those stories on Good Mythical Morning, like right now.
Yes.
Let me take you to Essex, England, 2009. Sophie Frost was taking a nice romantic walk with her boyfriend in a field.
Oh, yeah, that's what you do over there. There's fields everywhere.
Well, a storm came up, she got struck by lightning, and it knocked her unconscious. Now, she suffered temporary damage to her eyes, temporary blindness, and perforated eardrum, the kabam, I guess, or maybe the electricity.
No, I think it's the noise, the thunder part.
It could have been.
Yeah.
But thankfully, she was listening to music on her iPod.
Oh.
And listen to this, she survived the 300,000 volt surge only because the lightning traveled through the iPod wires and then down through the iPod and then bam, out in the knee region. So it diverted the electricity away from her vital organs.
Right, okay, I get it.
And check out this photo, okay? This is her displaying the clothes that she was wearing at the time. And if you look at that like pink-orange shirt there, you can see the path.
The wire.
Yeah, where the wire actually was.
And she was like layered up that day. She like had the t-shirt and then she had like this other button up on top of it. And look at the scar on her chest.
I know, and that's the hole where her hand's coming through her pants where the, I guess the lightning escaped the iPod.
I will make one observation though. This is a fashionable look. These would sell. That'd be very expensive to manufacture.
Oh yeah.
And you'd probably run through a lot of people.
Well, I also think this is a great superhero origin story. She could be like Electrocutie. Cause she's,
But what are her powers? She just listens to music?
Yeah.
And if she gets struck by lightning, she survives. It's like, I'm here to help.
It's a defensive thing. Well, I wonder what she was listening to. The thunder rose and the lightning struck my iPod.
I like to think she was listening to, what is the ACD? Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck.
You've been thunderstruck! That's all I got. Thunderstruck! You've been thunderstruck!
No, that's what her boyfriend said to her afterwards.
How does that guy do that for a whole concert and a whole lifetime?
I don't know.
All right, now, my mom always said, now don't take a shower when there's a thunderstorm.
Oh yeah.
Which happens a lot in North Carolina, showering and thunderstorms.
Yeah, that's enough.
And I was always like, okay, Mom, but I don't think that's how it works. Well, Mama, you were right, just like you always are. I'm gonna take you to Croatia in 2006. Natasha Tamarovic was brushing her teeth. She wasn't taking a shower, but she was brushing her teeth. And she went in for the little after a brush refresher on the faucet like you do.
No.
Yes, and at that moment, as she was getting that faucet water, the building was struck by lightning and it traveled through the pipes and then traveled into her mouth. At this point, you might think, okay, she got a burned up mouth, maybe she died. No. The lightning traveled through her body and out her anus. She crapped lightning, everybody. She literally ate and digested lightning. And yes, I am happy to report, or not happy to report, just trying to be truthful here, she had severe burns on her anus.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what happens. So you think you had a hard time with that Carolina Reaper later on?
Oh, for real, man.
This is a few levels higher than that. There's a little science here because some people speculate that the reason it went out of her anus is because she had on rubber shoes, but it's actually probably a myth. Now, having on rubber shoes or rubber boots or having tires on your car, none of that stops lightning that's traveled miles through air, which is an insulator itself. It's gonna get to the ground, but sometimes it might take a different path. So in a lot of ways, this lightning chose her anus. The lightning makes the decision and it chose her anus.
Ladies and gentlemen, the headline reads, lightning has proclivity for the anus.
Yep.
Shall we move on? You know what, can I stay in Croatia?
Please,
one
stay there
year
forever.
later, still in Croatia, Ant Djindjic was riding his motorbike, and a storm comes up, but I guess he had a leak on the side of the road.
He had to leak. I usually say,
take a leak.
take a leak, yeah.
On the side of the road, and this would normally just be considered just your everyday lightning strike.
In Croatia, yeah.
Except for the way that it chose to exit his body.
Oh gosh. You're not gonna tell me. You
Yeah,
are gonna tell me.
the lightning made a choice to exit via the pea stream.
The lightning chose his penis.
Now, do we have a picture of that? You ask? Why would you ask? Don't ask.
Do we have a
that.
picture
No,
of the moment?
No,
that
but
would be one heck of an inspirational poster.
no, but I do have a picture of a microwave hot dog for visual
gosh.
reference. He suffered only light burns. The doctors were quoted as saying there will be no lasting effects, and his member would function normally eventually. Can you imagine hearing that from the doctor?
And possibly better.
Normally, eventually.
You don't know. It could improve things.
Can you define eventually is what I would be concerned about.
Well, can we just take a moment to consider Croatia? Because the lightning in Croatia is choosing the private parts to exit
it
through. What is it about you, Croatian lightning? And why do you make these choices?
Hey, it's theirs to make, but I'm now not visiting.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not peeing on the roadside in Croatia, and I'm definitely not drinking from the faucet.
And I was gonna wear rubber underwear, but you've debunked that one.
I think if it's thick enough, you know what? That's what we could do. We could sell really thick rubber underwear to Croatians.
Finally, we know what our
The
calling
tagline is, so the lightning can exit you somewhere besides the anus or the penis. They'll sell like hotcakes.
Oh, God.
Okay, Texas,
I tried
2011.
just to say member. I wasn't gonna say the P word.
Hey, it's biological,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Weston
I'm not-
Kemp, he's in Texas in 2011. The storm's rolling in, and he's got a garden of pumpkins. And he's like, I got to go protect my pumpkins from this rain that's going to sustenance them. I don't know what he was worried about.
That is a verb, sustenance.
Sustain. Anyway, he goes outside and says, leave my pumpkins alone, Mr. Storm.
You're embellishing.
And no, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Well, he goes outside to check on his pumpkins, and lightning strikes the neighbor's yard, which that alone is kind of scary when lightning strikes that close to you. But you know what? He's unscathed. He makes sure the pumpkins are still dry. I don't know. Goes back inside. 45 minutes later, he begins to develop a tingling sensation in his left arm, which often means that you're having a heart attack. But no, it means for him, he had been struck by lightning. It's called ground lightning, when lightning strikes near you, and then there's like this residual lightning that comes, and you don't necessarily feel it in the moment, but what happens is you begin to scar. So the next morning he woke up, he had lightning scars down his arm. Here's a picture of him.
Whoa.
Now, this is actually called a Lichtenberg figure.
That is awesome looking.
It is a fractal pattern that lots of things in nature form. This is how like veins grow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. It looks like frost on a window.
Frost does this. It happens all the time in nature, but apparently it also happens when you get struck by lightning. Absolutely fascinating. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, why don't you get that tattooed over? Well, somebody beat you to it. Look at this guy. He had a lightning strike, and he got a tree tattooed in the pattern of his Lichtenberg scar, and then put the date that he got struck by lightning. That is
cool.
one cool tattoo. I don't think it's worth getting struck by lightning to get that tattoo, but it's still pretty cool.
Well, imagine that tree tattoo coming out of your anus.
I'd prefer not to imagine that. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and
You know
sharing
what-
this video with your family and friends.
You know what time it
You
is.
still know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Rachel McTavish from Manitoba, Canada. Let's spin the wheel of mythicality.
If you need to protect your head from lightning, well, the mythical hat will not help, but you will look very cool. Get it at rhettlink.com/store.
Click through to Good Mythical Morning. We're going to share the story of the human lightning rod. Holds the world record for the most number of lightning strikes on his person.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Where did it exit? Rhett is a slow motion magician. Hey.
Hey.
Just out here doing a little street magic today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Show me something.
what's
Make
that?
it quick. I got somewhere to be.
What's that in your ear?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's your phone! You want to see how I did that?
I just did. Well, now we know. Sadly.
Maybe Loretta knew this guy. I mean, this is a similar time frame. You know? Maybe.
Well, she protected us. When in doubt, huddle about.